Peace and love, family. Peace and love, family. All right, we sitting here with three prolific brothers. You know, they doing big things in the community. Go ahead, brothers. Explain who you are, where you from, what you do. You know what I'm saying, to the people.
All right, well, my name is Brother T. Ben. From LA originally, grew up in Killeen, Texas. And, you know, as of now, I represent a few different organizations in which our core organization is the Melanated Men of Action. And so our mission is to strengthen our communities through economical practices, social order, and political solutions. And so, you know, I'm here as a servant to my people. You know, strap these boots up, get to work, and, you know, change our conditions for the better.
Peace of Black Power families. Brother HOTEPMAG, host of Melanated and Illuminated podcast. PR representative for Melanated Men of Action and also the Blacklist Association. From Houston, Texas, Harlem Clark, Southside. You know, represent for my people. You know, I'm just here, like my brother T. Ben said, to be a servant for the community, and also, you know, with me being a husband and me being a father, you know, that pushes me a lot to try to do something to lay the groundwork for the next generation.
Yeah, brother Oreo Luai, aka JD, Team Blacklist, MMOA. Just to piggyback off my brothers, I'm here for the same reason. Also, just to continue the work of the ancestors, make sure that, you know, I do my part to hold down my legacy.
How did the idea come about for Melanated Men of Action and Blacklist?
You know, I look at social media as something that we all engage in.
Right.
You know, we on social media a lot, and we get to a point of what we call consciousness and knowledge of self. And so, you know, at a certain point in time, you talk back and forth with brothers, and you vibe, and you're getting the right ideas about things, and you're agreeing with so much, and also disagreeing, and you say, you know, it come a point in time where it's time to put some action behind our word. You know, the initiative was to bring some brothers together, sit in a room, and say, let's organize. You know, let's put some things together, actually put some boots on the ground, as we say, and put our feet to the street, and take control of our situation. So.
It's the Blacklist Association. It actually started off as like mini cyphers, like in our garages, you know what I'm saying, at our house. We just having, you know, just sessions, just building. A few of our brothers just came up with a economic type of initiative, and we all just started to run with it. The basis of what Blacklist represents is the building of our economics in our communities. We're going to continue to practice economics and spread the message of economics through both our platforms.
How does Blacklist fit into the whole paradigm of what you guys are doing?
At least for me, it kind of gives us both sides of the coin. You know, with Blacklist, that's when we want to focus more on our business initiatives and things like that. And then with Melanated Men of Action, that's more of our social-oriented organization.
Okay.
But, you know what I'm saying, they two sides of the same coin. And, you know, that we're actually putting together and being able to make work. And when we came together to form both organizations, one thing before we even discussed any plans and events and things like that, we were like, we gotta hold each other accountable for being men and being examples in our community. And you know, we even put together bylaws, you know, and we hold each other to that.
What do you see the future of Melanated Men of Action and Blacklist?
Because, you know, we do things for the future generations. You know, we always constantly push that what we do now, there's some things we reap benefits of today, but essentially it's laying that foundation. So we look to be, you know, to spread organizations to different areas where it's needed, you know, as far as the initiatives that we have in place with economics and social order, just to continue the ball roll. There's no such thing as really perfection. We can progress. There's progression. So just to keep progressing with what we're currently doing, but, you know, just doing our part. You know, 10 years down the line, you know, our conditions will be better, you know, but we got to keep doing it, putting in the work.
What do you want to see in the community amongst the leaders?
Well, I would want to see us bridging the gap. Bridging the gap as in our older generation to our younger generation.
Okay.
Because what we're missing is just that discussion. Like the older generation has a lot of ways that they want to keep,
Right.
and the younger generation is that new energy, and we need that new energy. But somehow we got to bridge the gap where the leaders, the so-called leaders, has to pay attention to what the younger
generation is saying, right?
That's our warriors right now. It's our young generation. That's what I want to see.
For me, it's two things. One is I would like to see more leaders like limit their ego. And then you see a lot of beef between organizations because it seems like people are fighting over the community like they're customers. Like it's Samsung and iPhone, and it's like you can't be in this territory because it's our territory. And that's, I believe, why, with both of our organizations, we've been successful because we try not to come to the table with that mentality. We try to work with anybody. We try to go support other organizations and their initiatives, and then it comes right back around when it's our time. And the other thing I would like to see is in some of the organizations, you kind of see a drowning out or silencing of the women in the organization and their voices and their ideas.
Speak on that, brother.
And
Speak on that.
I would, and just like we were talking about my, we need that balance because, one thing that I've seen being married and having daughters, they see things that we don't see.
For myself, I would appreciate more, from the ones who have the bigger spotlight, the ones who have a bigger audience, when they go to the different cities and they give their perspective, their lectures, and they give their expertise to also get with the local organizations, the grassroots, to find out what's already being done, because a lot of things are being done and a lot of organizations aren't getting the recognition because it's tough to be in a local environment and say, hey, come out and support. But when we, as a people, we have that mentality to where somebody has a spotlight on them, has a big audience, we listen to them more. So if an individual is sitting in front of a people, thousands of people, they can say, hey, this is what's going on in your city right now. Get involved with that. You're about liberation. Get involved with that.
So here at HOTEPMAG, we got something called Hotep Quick Pick. Harlem Nights or New Jack City?
Harlem Nights, no question.
Well, go ahead. Shoot, hit it. There it is. Shoot. Quick, go ahead. Take your best shot.
Shot him a pinky toe. No question.
Oh man, I love New Jack, but Harlem Nights hand down. It's just a classic with so many people in it.
And when you look at Harlem Nights, think about it. What did you see in Harlem Nights as well? Since that's something, you saw brothers dressed up.
Yeah.
You saw businesses moving.
Right.
JD, what you think?
Of course, Harlem Nights. It brings back a period of time where, like, you see melanated people doing stuff.
Right.
Doing some real, just fly shit.
Yeah. You say that. You know what I'm saying?
Also, they hit that lick on that crack in the end. Sunshine got
What would you rather wear, the or the cross? Which one would you rather wear?
Oh, it's no question.
Okay, why you say the
Oh man, I mean, let's just.
Right.
You gotta embody what it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to explain what it is and embody that. And it's not like a fashion thing. It may look nice, but you embody it. So we talking about balance, talking about life. You know what I mean? And how to treat one another. On all fronts. When you see it, it's gonna change your perspective on things automatically. If I see another brother with an I don't gotta know. I just know what time it is. What's up, brother? It builds a united front with our sisters and our brothers. So, hands down, I would definitely, if I had to choose, which I do choose. And I don't mean to say that those who don't wear it are in a different place like that, because that'd be unfair. Because at one point in time, I didn't even consider what an would have been. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to a certain point, you learn to treat everybody a certain way, especially on people.
No question. For me, it would be the I reckon my black obsidian today,
I see.
I got kids. When my daughter broke my arm, they stay breaking my jewelry, man. You already know how that go. But yeah, just whether you're talking about the representative of the the male and the female, or the heavens and the earth. You know, for me, it definitely it is the Ankh. But I'm pretty sure, you know, at one point in time, you know, in my life and my understanding,
right.
you know, I definitely did rock a cross. And, you know, it's all about your understanding. You know what I'm saying? Your outward appearance does say, you know what I'm saying, something to a certain degree as far as where you at. And, you know, I wouldn't advise anybody rocking the Ankh on the other end, you know what I'm saying, for a trend or anything else like that. You know, you kind of starting to see rappers with the iced out Ankhs and everything else like that now. Yeah, definitely, you know, whatever you wear, whatever you rock, you know, you definitely have to, you know what I'm saying, understand the meaning. Well, should I say, understand and overstand it, you know what I'm saying, like what it really means. It's about, you know, how you channeling that energy, you know, for that symbol and, you know what I'm saying, actually turning it into something.
Oh, man. Most definitely the Ankh. You know, like the Ankh is a very old symbol. Like the Ankh is older than, you know, the Kemetic culture. You know, like so, like you know, if we want to get deep into the game, what the Ankh represents, you know, like the Ankh was more likely it was more than likely a universal symbol throughout the world. You know, those divine principles, the feminine and the masculine. You know, the birth canal and the phallus, you know, the extensions of the family. So it's not just a piece of jewelry.
Right. This is an important question that Hotep always gives everybody. What woke you up?
Yeah, my story is that's a little unusual as far as how I began to want to question things, you know. So I was at work one day, and it was a sincere question. I just had the question. I asked somebody, I said, man, you know, it just seems like I look at white people and I say, man, the sun don't seem to like them too well. You know, no matter on the planet they're at, it seems like they're at odds with other people. And I said, it just seems like they're not from this planet. You know, I didn't mean to be in a derogatory way, but I just had a sincere question. Like, it just don't seem like they from here.
It's just Neo.
And so,
type of the question.
A brother of mine that I work with, he said, man, you ready? So bring your book tomorrow. So the next morning, he brought me Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad. And so I read the book in like 2 weeks, you know, and it literally changed my life in a sense where I was like, wow, you know, I just never seen anybody speak this highly of what it is to be black and what it means. Garvey is my major influence, you know, I'm a Garveyite, you know, so I appreciate the knowledge that Garvey brings. You know, I look at him as the foundation of a lot of what we look at today. But I would definitely say Garvey is my hugest influence, but it came from the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, you know, and I still hold a lot of that near and dear to my heart and what he brought to the people, you know, doing for self and knowledge of self and the power of the black.
You know, once I became a father, I really had to assess and analyze my life, what I was doing, the impact that I have, and, you know, what type of man do I want to be for my children. You know, Malcolm X is one of my personal heroes that I, you know, just love. Shabazz about that, man. And, you know, looking into the teachings of Brother John Henry Clark, you know, he taught me a lot on the historical aspect. But yeah, outside of Brother Malcolm, I believe one of my favorite revolutionary of all time is Brother Khalid Muhammad. They already know, man. That's my guy. Like the teachings and the just seeing an unapologetic black man, you know what I'm saying, stand in front of different audiences and tell the truth. You know, and he was scholarly too. You know, that was the part that I had to take from his game, so that they couldn't just paint you as that angry black man because you actually got facts and evidence on your side.
Wow.
When I was able to, you know, make decisions on my own, 16, 17, I just stopped going. I stopped going to church with my mother and father. And like one of my brothers that I was doing music with, he came down for Super Bowl, and you know, we started building. You know, and he introduced me to a Dr. Malachi York in New Orleans. So that was my first school of thought.
Right.
And then my first book from there was Nile Valley Civilization. You know, by Anthony Browder. So by the time 01, 02 came, I was already an angry black man.
Ready to go. You ready to go?
This whole time, man, you know, and this and that. So, you know, just after a period of time, you start to find knowledge of self, spirituality, this and that, and you know, now I look at that as my stepping stone, as a testimony that as people that we don't need that what was been taught.
Right,
You know,
right.
like you can be lost and be found a different way. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to thank you, brothers, for coming out, taking time out of your busy schedule. Yeah, shout out your websites, your email addresses, so the folks can hear you back at home.
MMOA, melanatedmenaction.com. Our email address is contact@mmoa@gmail.com.
You can check me out at melanatedandilluminated.com.
Okay.
On there, I have the links to the podcast that you can either look up on SoundCloud through Melanated and Illuminated, or also on YouTube. I also have links to both Blacklist and Melanated Men of Action websites on there. And I'm also going to have one for HOTEP Magazine.
That's right.
But yeah, just you can look me up, brother iTunes Ra on Facebook. You can get at me on Twitter at Will Say Whatever. And get down.
All right.
With the Blacklist Association is that the Blacklist Association on Facebook, Blacklist.org on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
Our website,
The Blacklist
the Blacklist Houston.org.
Yeah, we just switched it.
It's all good. It's all good.
But one point I would just like to make for the community that's listening and viewing is the fact that since we are an economic-based initiative, if anyone has any black-owned businesses that they know in the community, please reach out to us on our Facebook page. And for patrons that are looking for black-owned businesses, you can always use our hashtag #AskBlacklistHOU. That's hashtag #AskBlacklistHOU. That way we can get back with you with what you may need.
Peace.
It's
Hotel.
Black Power, baby.